Why the fuck is Josh streaming right now? What the hell? As soon as I go live, that goes live. Pause. Yeah, I'll come back to that in a bit. Oh, God. Okay, so I was thinking of doing like one stream in the middle of the week, Wednesday, and one stream on the weekend, Saturday, and have that there be scheduled going forward and stuff. But then Dana comes along and throws a monkey wrench into my plan. And that tomorrow night at 10 Mountain Time, otherwise known as midnight Eastern Time, she's going to be drink streaming. This could only end well. I promised my brother from another mother I go babysitter. Oh, God, this is going to be a clusterfuck. Oh, God. See what Jim's up to. Oh, no. Oh, no. So bets on how long it'll take IGN to completely fuck these acquisitions into the dirt. IGN Entertainment acquires Gamer Network, Game Industry Biz, Eurogamer, Rock Paper Shotgun, VG 24/7, and Icebreaker. The owners make sure redundancies across Gamer Network portfolio. What else do you have there? Yep, that was it. Okay, IGN. Wow. That could only end well. Yeah, see what's going on in the world. Keep an eye on my Discord for anyone to call in. Allegedly, if I go for a couple hours, the gay cat boy will call in. And hopefully before that, Porian will call in after Amy's done. Anyways, let's see what's Clown World doing. Trump stuff, don't care. I'm sorry. Neocon, Queen of Darkness, calls for U.S. to bomb Russian targets within Russia. Which one of this? Former State Department official Victoria Nuland. Oh, that one. I recognize that name. Just wants to sidestep Ukraine and just bomb Russia. You know what? The spirit is there. The spirit is there. Good luck with that. Global cancer phenomenon. It's not just America. The UK, Japan, South Africa, Australia are among dozens of countries suffering from mysterious spikes of all kinds of tumors in young people. I agree with Wall Street's over. I wonder what it could be. I don't know how I feel about Magic the Gathering and Energy Sanji trending at the same time. Oh yeah, so earlier today it came out that when the feds raided Trump's Mar-a-Lago, they actually had orders in their warrant to utilize lethal force. That there is kind of just like, yep, not surprised. Surprised they got called out on it. Man, this summer is gonna be fun for politics. Gonna be fun. What the? Okay, I'm laughing at this video, and to describe the video a bit better, I'll just maximize it. Okay, so these chicks have a flat tire. I don't think they really noticed that it was a. I don't think they noticed it's a flat tire because the passenger chick is looking at the front passenger side tire, whereas it is the rear passenger side tire that has a flat. And the guys recording them are just laughing at them like the idiots they are. Oh, shit. What a world. Oh, I have a funny little car story. So when was this? This was quite a few years ago. I was down in Toronto and I went to Fan Expo. And I remember the hotel I was staying at. I was just about to pull out of the parking garage to go for lunch, and a group of kids flagged me down on the way out. It's like, hey, can you give us a boost? And I was like, okay, fine. So I give them, I shit you not, I give them a boost, and immediately when they get their car started, they turn it off. I'm like, why did you turn off your car? Oh, you boosted us. Yes, I boosted you. Have you ever had your car boosted before? No. Oh, and I was just like, I'm going to kill a motherfucker. Okay, so I had to explain to the kids, when I boost your car, you have to run your car to build up the charge in your battery again. That way, that way it will hold that charge. So you have to let it run for a while. You can't just turn it right off, or else we'll have to do this over again, which is what we did. And they were like, "Oh, I didn't know that." I was just like, "This is the next generation. We are so fucked. We are so fucked." Oh god. I don't know why I remember that. Oh shit. Okay, this your graph is really funny. The rise and fall of the name Alexa ever since Amazon came along and ruined the name. It's like, doo. Amazon introduced Alexa, a little spike and then a fucking drop off. Breaking: South Carolina governor signs ban on sex changes for minors. Good. Good. Huh. Swedish police today arrested a suspect for the murder of the Polish immigrant Mikhail Janicki. Suspected murderer is an 18-year-old Mohammed squared. He came to Sweden from Iraq as an asylum seeker in 2007. The murdering enraged Swedes like few previous cases. Oh, I'm sure there's many other cases on top of that. Poirier could probably comment on that if he elects to call in later. Mohammed Khalid Mohammed. So you got three Mohammeds. I knew a Mohammed cubed as well. Yeah, funny story about my Mohammed in university. Fuck, I think he was doing his master's in geology. And, oh fuck, where was he from? I think it was, I'm 99.9% sure he was from Sudan. Very angry fellow. Very angry. As the name Muhammad usually implies, very fucking angry. Hello, Daniel. Oh, okay. So let's live the TikTok one. Superintendent for Saline Schools, Steve Latch, whatever, sent this email to staff doubling down on a request not to use the term boy girl because the gender language can be harmful. He urged staff not to talk to anyone. Suffice it to say, the memo got leaked. And it's just like, eat shit. Okay, yeah, this was a story the previous story reminded me of this one here I read earlier. So long story short, this kid was going to give a speech for like this little speech rally that the school was doing, and he was going to give his patriotic speech, and the principal said no. And pretty much this year has absolutely gone viral today and stuff. And like the principal's like Twitter account is locked down. There's a petition to fire the principal and stuff. And there's apparently going to be like an emergency meeting of like the school board kind of thing stuff. And it's just like, woof. You go, Jimmy. You go, little Jimmy. You rock that patriotic speech. Yeah, Biden drains the entire Northeast gasoline reserve and bid to lower gas prices as he trails Trump's by double digits. Yep, good luck with that. Oh, I saw this earlier. This one here was funny. Okay, yeah. So the news rag Jacobin did a tweet. Infamous for its starvation wages, Walmart just posted staggering first quarter profits. The surge is a result of strategic shift towards catering to affluent shoppers, while its full-time workers continue to rely on Medicaid and food stamps. And the community notes was glorious. Chef kiss. Mwah. 10 out of 10. Walmart non-corporate associates average hourly wage is $17.50 an hour with full-time benefits. Jacobin pays writers 7 cents per word, so a Jacobin writer would have to write 250 words an hour continuously to make the same wage as a Walmart associate, but without benefits. Call the police because someone got fucking murdered. Holy shit. Fucking savage. Okay, and I saw this here the other day. Ireland's building massive refugee camps despite the Irish public protesting against mass immigration for 2 years. The Irish government goes ahead with facilitating mass immigration. The will of people constantly, I talk English, ignored by politicians. It's kind of funny because I saw this the other day because apparently a bunch of the construction workers' equipment was getting vandalized and they were just walking off the job site because of like protester harassment and stuff. It's just like, yep, that's Ireland for you. I can't really comment because Canada's leading the way when it comes to being cucked. We have an ocean between us, but between us and the Africa and Northeast Africa and the Middle East, but that doesn't really say much these days. How is there 46 of you motherfuckers watching? I still will never understand that. 47 now. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. And the only ones who seem to pipe up these days is the Russians. Are you going to let the Russians win? Chat, are you going to let the Russians win in the war of the chat? Is this where we're at right now? Is the silent majority just going to roll over for the Russians? Tisk. Tisk. Did Patrick Swayze teach you nothing? I'm actually having senior moment right now. Guess Warren's and yep, Patrick Swayze. Okay, I wasn't losing my mind yet. Okay, this one's weird. Marine Le Pen's national rally announces breaking ties with Germany's AfD party. The French are furious with AfD's. Goddamn it, Twitch, Twitter, Twatter. Top runner for European Parliament election, Maximilian Krah said, "I wouldn't automatically consider everyone who wore the SS uniform a criminal." Woof. Jesus. Yikes. Unironically. Elementary school at Naperville 203 sent a message to parents notifying them their young children were accidentally exposed to highly inappropriate content during class via an application called Scratch. I don't like where this is going. Source tells us the content was pornographic in nature. Why do these mistakes keep happening? Good question. Next question. Migrant fake refugees imported into Ireland doing barbecue on the dog. This is the culture we are importing. This is the future of Europe and USA if we don't have mass deportations. Kinda hard to tell if that's a dog or a pig. I'm gonna be a little sus on that one, Chief. After I signed the pack and the map back into law, Joe Biden. Okay, I gotta hear this.
After I signed the PAC Act into law, I handed the pen that I signed it with the tradition of the most responsible. After I signed the PAC Act into law, I handed the pen that I signed it with.
I think that was a stroke. Oh, God. Another Boeing plane down. War drill in Greece. Every audio is better than this one.
Act into law. After I signed the PAC Act into law, let me close with this.
Pack Enderla and Pack Act Pack. Ack. Guys, I cracked the code. I cracked the code for Biden. Don't want music. I just want the aliens. Okay.
Tradition of the most responsible. After I signed the PAC Act into law,
I've been working too hard to give me a heart attack.
I handed the PAC Act into law. I handed the pen that I signed.
Guys, I cracked the code. President Biden is a Martian. It all makes sense now. It's not dementia. He's a Martian. Oh, shit. Okay, this one's actually pretty fun. That's the firing. Yeah, I wonder where that 1 point whatever trillion dollars went. I wonder. Why the fuck is Canada Post trending? What security breach has Canada Post had now? Yeah, 21st. What is going on specifically? Squamish Canada Post hosting Jelly Bean Count for fundraiser. Is that really anything to get uppity about? Doesn't mean he's our elephant since Mars is part of the Scarfact. I'm not even gonna pronounce your fucking gobbledygook county. I don't know. Hey, if you guys want Biden, you can take him. I'm not gonna miss him. Not my president. What the fuck are people going on about Canada Post? Okay, this guy's replying to something. An Alberta man was working from home when Canada Post came to his door, but his security camera shows it never rang the doorbell and left only a packing slip, not his package. Oh, fuck, they do that all the time. I don't know why people are getting uppity about that. They do it all the fucking time. Fucking Canadian mailmen are fucking lazy as shit. Is that what people are getting uppity about? Ugh. Kind of curious. Nope, no one rose to the bait. Hey, my best shit post continues to survive to this very day. Ah, yes, the Germany pedo ruling. Yes, yes, I've been seeing that. I saw that this morning. Go Green Party of Germany. And I'm caught up to where I was reading. Kind of curious to see what Josh is saying. Very time to be streamed.
And they're about your lawsuit. I think there's like a misconception that it's just purely you might say something stupid that hurts your case, which is true. You absolutely can say something stupid that hurts your case. The issue is that when you talk about your lawsuit, like for instance, let's say that you, in a drunken fit of rage, accused a random person you didn't like of filleting children. A very terrible accusation that nobody should ever make without concrete evidence, but you decided because you were drunk that you were going to say that this person had always liked sucking little baby dick. That is a pro se defamatory statement. However, it only happened once. It was done, sure, it did damage, it might go to court, but it was only done once. So when it comes to discovery, which is the most complicated and expensive part of any case, is the discovery. There's only one day. You had that argument, you were on that stream, and therefore the scope.
And my attention already went lost. Let's go bounce around Discord server, see what's going on. Nothing going on. BB's D&D game's gonna run a little late. A lot of people yelling at Proctor now. My God, person's a chatty fellow. What? Okay. Why is there a bug in my screen? Moth. One seventh scale figure of juniper coming soon. Don't care. Damn it. Chicken Nuggies 1262 bet me to a fucking joke, you piece of shit. I was gonna make a jar joke. Go look at kitties. Kitties. Grandpa needs to get his kitties in. Kitty. Get the kitty. We shall ponder our squash. The mythical unicorn cat. Kitty. This is the one I should really tweet at Dana. Big mood. And non-flashbacks. And the mythical burrito. Kitty. Anyway, I got anger for Starburst now. Fuck you, Twitter. This is me every day for like 12 hours. Tiny kitty. Hand-sized kitty. My cat patiently waiting for me to turn on the TV so she can watch cartoons on her Disney Plus profile. A likely story. Most Italian thing I saw in Rome. Everyone taking pictures of cat. 3 gay cat looking at each other. That person's not here. Kitty. That's not a cat. That's Mr. T. Big mood. Guys, we have averted nuclear war because nuclear war is bad for kittens. So don't do it. Jinx and tomfoolery. The horse is petting the kitty. Kitty. When you customize an ugly pillow of your cat, but you can't tell which is real. Those aren't bugs. Those are little kitties. La criatura. El gato's back. The smallest and deadliest wildcat observed at 60% success rate in hunting and averaging a kill every 50 minutes. A lion might succeed in hunting 20-25% of the time. Their small energetic bodies require a rate of a murder per hour in order to sustain their metabolisms. Mere hoop can also mean termite mound, which is one of the preferred places to sleep. You go, Sandcat. You go. Kitty. I'm caught up. Pet theft. Yeah, funny enough, we're coming off the cat feed. Pet thefts up 40% since pandemic. University of New Haven professor warns. That's a lot of future GoFundMe's for the vet. DEI spending by UNC. I'm gonna assume it's University of North Carolina. Yeah, it's North Carolina. It's broken down by year. By looks like it's broken down by campus. Okay, gotcha. Campus. Dedicated DI staff, point DI roles, total DI positions, total base salary, total costs including benefits. So at the bottom we got 254,000, and at the top we got 37 million. Oof. Jeremy child porn thing. Please vote not helpful on the community note. Community notes aren't supposed to be running political cover for the Durham government. They're supposed to correct misinformation. Absolutely nothing. Report was incorrect. Okay. Oh, I saw this. But he goes flying. He's like, wait for it. Fucking Brazil. Fucking Brazil racers. Oh, good. Ooh, this is actually important. U.S. federal budget crosses grim milestone as interest payments overtake defense spending. This is very bad. I agree. For the first time, for the first 7 months of fiscal year 2024, which began last October, net interest payments totaled $514 billion, outpacing defense by $20 billion. Woof. Wog. Well, Brazilians are pretty much just orcs, if you really think about it. I know you Russians get the orc jokes and stuff, but let's be honest, them Brazilians aren't right. The principal deleting account. Cover that. Oh my god, what the fuck is this? If a doctor warns a fat person about health problems associated with being obese, they are fatphobic. Yeah, that's been kind of a thing for a bit there. Gorlock the Destroyer. Oh, color me fucking surprised. Breaking! Baltimore Board of Election Supervisors believe the flash drives that contain ballots may have inserted into tabulators multiple times last week. Election workers were caught last week overcounting the amount of votes cast. I'm leery about saying human error. Several local elections there still remain undetermined. He's sounding the alarm. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was last time. Doop. Go take a peek at the farms and the asylum. I really got nothing on my plate tonight. I got none. I'm assuming that 3250 is silver. In light of recent events. The Pipkin. Good old Pipkin. I should probably comment. So Pipkin did this. Lean over. Pipkin did this amazing art of Pippa dodging the rocket bullet with Baldo included. Kind of missing the nose candy, but I'll let it slide. Oh god, lazy. Oh my god, the Crunchyroll VTuber is still going. What the fuck? Hello Twitch. Hello Twitch. Hello Twitch. Hello Twitch. Hello Twitch. Refresh page. God damn. God damn you, Zenforo. When I say allow, you will allow. I give up. Actually, speaking of Modern Horizons 3, I haven't been to Free Magic Let It for a bit. I'm kind of wondering if there's been any more spoiler leaks for Modern Horizons 3. I should just honestly, I should just make these streams about me just surfing the web as I am wont to do. Because no one's fucking calling in. Yeah, pricks. Help the Pinkertons at my door, and the only time to show this one card. Oh, good. Should probably go to proper. Let's see. NTG leaks. I think it is. Magic spoiler. There we go. Hello. What do we got? Vexing Bowel. Already saw that. Arena of the Glory. Mana ramp. Okay, fine. That new giant. Okay. Oh yay, more exile target players graveyard shit. That's why I need more mill crap. Sowing Mycospawn. Eldrazi Fungus. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Void Kicker. When cast a spell, search your library for a land card, put that in the battlefield and shuffle. Cast a spell, if it was kicked, exile target land. Ooh, that's fun. Oh, excuse me. Yawning. Very live reprint. Hooray. Oh no, energy. Wrath of the Skies. You get X energy, then you may pay any amount of energy. Destroy each artifact, creature, and enchantment with mana value less than or equal to the amount of energy paid this way. Huh. Nothing really jumping at. Oh! Merfolk got a Blood Moon. Harbinger of the Sea. Non basic lands or islands. Neat. Very neat. Again reprint. Eldrazi. Yay. Good Eldrazi. Woo fucking who. Bunch of Lagoif. Tarmogoyf nest. What the fuck? Oh yeah, they're doing the fucking renaming tribals to kindred. Yay. So I was wondering when that was actually going to get rolled out. Create a Tarmogoyf token. Okay. Ooh. Bounce. Bounce to BB's. BB's D&D campaign running a little late. News at 11. Oh god, why am I so tired? Silence. Person, Red Lobster, filed for bankruptcy date like last week. Why are you doing like a no now? Chibi dokey, what nonsense do you have today?
Broccoli, 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 leek, broccoli, broccoli, leek, broccoli, 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 radish, radish, broccoli, 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 broccoli.
That's a thing. Oh no. Oh no. That was toothpaste. Why would you do this? Yeah, we got rackets.
Cal Rolio says, how can you call Monty a pedo while friends with Vito? Oh my gosh, do you not know this? Montegraph can't be within 500 feet of school. Vito cannot be within 500 photograph Montague's ass because it's tight and gingerly. Cal Rolio.
Kershay, when you walk through a house that has an offer deadline you were seriously considering making, but then the house is covered in undisclosed mold, water damage, destroyed tiles, double floor, back deck made out of plastic pipes, and bathroom made for humans under 411. Bullet dodged. Alright, during his stream. I've done it in the past. It's basically always been bad. Today saw maybe the best example of that. I don't know what the solution is. Do you catch a 48-hour ban? Don't know when it makes worry about someone's safety. I think it's the next level. You know, you've hit rock. In terms of rackets, you've hit rock bottom when fucking quarter pounder is calling out your shit. You've hit rock bottom. Like it, yeah. Pip in Mexico requested for some reason. Yeah, I wonder. Ooh, I better check my comics. Mm. Oh, gone with the blast wave. Will you update already, for fuck's sake? Chicken thoughts. Nothing new. Let's see. Don't care about. Don't care about Belle Daphne. I don't care about Diddy. Diddy do it? Oh, hell on earth. You and your porn. And this isn't YouTube or Twitch, so I don't give a fuck. God damn it, Pipkin. How are you doing? Lights are neither on and nor is anyone home. I think I have a limiter in most of my audio. Side trip. Add limiter. Add close. Think that one already does. Yes. Game. Add limiter. Okay. Media. Filter. Add limiter. Okay. Close. And quadruple check. Yes. Darn, they stuck a needle in her arm and made her stupid. Medicated her. She was medicated. God damn it, Flork. Release the hag. We had nothing to do with Iran's presidential helicopter crash. It was the weather. Have you ever wondered how 2% of the population owns so many NBA teams? Kobe. Refresh, damn you. I am obligated. See who has made the joke. Hack Frost, aka Cypher, aka Pippa's Mod. Thinking I'll skip lunch and have pizza for dinner. For the fun of what kind of pizza topping should I get? Go wild. Okay, let's see. So anyone made a joke? So anyone made a joke? Joke. 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 I'm not gonna count barbecue buffalo chicken. You go all in on this. Chicken and watermelon. What would be the best chain restaurant to play Dungeons and Dragons at? Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go with Hooters. Everyone went with Hooters, 57.9%. Oh, shit. Okay, need to retweet this with BB. Save. Go to BB's Discord. Their Dungeon and Dragon game is finally taken off. Let's see. Text. Shitpost. Upload file. Downloads. Latinx. Or is it Latina? Latinx. No humans illegal. Oye primos. I have opinions on Israel. You just do it racism. Whereas Latina. Only mass deportations can save this country. Tax fraud is an obligation. I have opinions on Israel. Oh god. Oh, what's Doki clip?
What is this video that I liked? What? Was this an accident? I'm scared. I don't actually remember this video that I like. Wait, keep going. What is this? Oh! Guys, who said keep going? I didn't watch the ending of that. I just need you guys to know. I just saw the star scream and I thought that was cool. I didn't watch the ending. I did. What is?
Oh no. Sakana, do you play FPS? How about Counter-Strike? Tenma. Oh no. Oh no. Revenge arc. Fucking Warski is coming out swinging. What's going on with Nick Ricada? Context, please. Borsky. Context is he's jerking it while high out of his mind.
What? What?
I don't get Zoomer humor. I really don't. Oh my god, I'm feeling physical pain from this one. Okay, let's do shut up, noise. Okay, let's do a breakdown of this one. Okay, she's not actually resting it. She's not actually resting on anything. Fucking the stock, like the butt stock is not like actually on pressed into her shoulder. What's the point? What's the point? What's the point of having a fucking adjustable butt stock if you're not gonna fucking use it? That that gun does not have that level of recoil. Holy fuck, you can't. That gun does not have that much recoil. My brain, it hurts. It hurts looking at this. I'm feeling physical pain. Edie. Oh yeah. That there, this guy's been making the rounds today on the forum and the Discord, and I really can't, I really don't care. It's like, oh no, another sex pest VTuber. Oh no, the day it ends in Y. Pippa actually streaming today. I'm curious. Pippa, 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 Pippa. Do 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 do. No, that phase music, Pippa. Today is a 21. That is 21. Oh, live merch unboxing in a couple hours. The stream will run up into Pippa and maybe into Pippa, depending. But you away for later. Edie. 30 people are watching me just scroll through the internet as I want to do. And yet no one's calling in. Or running commentary other than Daniel. And even then, it's been a while since he said hi. Nigger. I just noticed who fucking was tweeting that one. Okay, so a bunch of people are just retweeting the Rockets being drunk and high off his tits. But I just noticed the Dick Masterson one. It's like, you guys call us drunk? Give me a break. I'm Dick fucking Masterson. And of course, the Coke on his nose. Tonight's gonna be a long Kino Casino. How's Kino Casino gonna be on tonight? I don't really care for watching. Okay, here's my thing. I've never really cared for Warski. I never really cared for PPP. I don't really care for Kino Casino and stuff because I've been through the Koksky arc and just like I just don't care. I'm sure. Like Jim's streaming this weekend. Jim's streaming this weekend. I'm sure he's probably going to have like like a 2-minute comment on Rackets. The Rackets Coke arc. Yeah, that's probably where I'm going to get that. Just wait for Jim stream this weekend. Oh yeah, I watched this earlier. So it's like so this stupid little SoundCloud rapper kid was playing around with his gun and he literally shot himself in the head. The Darwin Awards are alive and well. Moon Man.
It's kind of trash.
Uh-huh.
I figured maybe you might be able to take it apart, use it for parts somewhere.
You couldn't fix it?
No, I didn't look into it or even try. So if you want to try to fix it or do whatever with it, I got it. So it like fell out of the gutters at the barracks on base, and I grabbed it because I have a friend who just collects old junk, and he didn't want it. So.
Okay, all right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good one.
Like Moonshine just gets fucking get fucking military guys to show up at his garage. It's like, hey, you want this? Yeah, sure. You've been visited by Sleepy Godzilla. Don't scroll out saying goodnight, Godzilla. Fuck, I'm almost there. Jesus Christ. And just muscle through to get up to Pippa. I'm sorry, what? From Dexterto, Wendy's has added a 50-piece bucket of nuggets to their menu. What the fuck? Oh, what notification do I have? Hey, another bot. Prostate, what the fuck are you tweeting? It's Twitch. I don't care. HR Chan modeling sucks agency lanyards. Sucks. Sucks. Oh, God. Is this even compliance, HR Chan? Looks like I was playing Turok 2 Higurashi Inscription in Gatwa Shoujo.
Cook for I just want a husband. I want to cook for him. I want to wait for him every day. I just want a husband.
Whatever you say, Panko. Whatever you say. Just had to explain what UO meant, just what twitched after in my meeting. It's over, guys. Yikes. That's a yikes from me, bro. Go Brave Discord. See what updates are in the groom cord. Cafeteria's kind of quiet. Racket stuff. The fuck's going on in Alberta? Canadians, University of Alberta has stolen 42 million animations from around the world and distributing them under the name AI Research Dataset. Profits gained from AI using this will not be returned to the animation creators at all. Let's report Alberta University. I'm down with that. Ooh, Disney keyframes. Ooh, that's gonna bite them in the ass. At Porian. Amy still going? Okay, we got 10 more minutes until the Swedish man comes in, barring snack and or bathroom break. Go good. Bladen Hebrew. I can't remember that one. Hebrew. Print, Rothschildkin. Not going to save you. Your fiat, Hansi. Shit. Ooh, Dares messaged me. Just pop into the stream waiting room whenever. Gonna have the Swedish man and the gay cat boy at the same time. Good. All according to Keikaku. What is the spoiling question? Yes, the gay cat boy. Right, of course.
Hello.
Hello, gay cat boy.
Hello, it is I. The gay cat boy who's incredibly chafed from standing and fucking roasting in the sun like an egg for 11 hours.
So, was it your graduation ceremony today?
No. I work security.
Okay. That makes sense now.
Let me tell you, dude. No, I didn't go to college. I'm retarded.
No, that makes sense. Story checks out.
It tracks. No, today I got to watch people with insane amounts of debt. It was really funny. I can't dox myself without. I'll dox myself if I say what it was. But one of the graduations was for like a practical STEM program, and the other one was a social workers degree. And the social workers degree got interrupted multiple times by Free Palestine protesters and was over very quickly. And then there was the STEM one that went on for way too long and had the lady reading out names in the slowest way possible, trying to be very clear with what they, and still getting like a fifth of the name, or it's not even a fifth. Every other name was read incorrectly because it was mostly Chinese people, and she was not Chinese, and she could not pronounce their names. Although there was a person with the last name Pooh, and that made me laugh.
For the life of me, I can't remember if I ever went to my graduation. I can't remember.
It's not worth it. You shouldn't.
I don't think I did. I don't think I did, but I can't say for sure.
Yeah, I went to my high school graduation.
Well, there's no getting out of that.
I did graduate high school. I am not that stupid. Which it's hilarious too, because college, especially in America, is basically a scam. Like there are absolutely things like medical school, law school, that are like business school is kind of a fucking scam. If you like 99% of the people that get business degrees are just going to college and going through the motions and getting a liberal arts degree, and they just get a business degree.
I know.
Now, does that? Yeah.
I did my science undergrad at I went to St. Mary's in Halifax. There's only 2 universities in Halifax, so it's not really a mystery which one I went to. So I went to St. Mary's in Halifax, and that's a business school first and foremost. And I didn't take a single economics course, But by the virtue of going to a business school, I got the business education just from the people I hung around with.
Oh yeah, well, business school is all about the connections you make, and it's one of those things where, at this specific school I am at, especially, there are a lot of people coming from a lot of money going here, and here's the thing: they like something like half of the students there are on a scholarship. For those people that are coming from that, yeah, that it's like, man, there's a lot of trust fund babies here that use that to your advantage. That's like you make connections with those trust fund babies, and all of a sudden, well, now this person that's just going to get fucking fast tracked into a CEO or CFO position or some nameless, pointless executive position at a Fortune 500 company. You know that guy, and that's a potential job there for you working for that guy, even if it is bullshit work. You're making six figures.
I got a funny story. So one of my ex coworkers that I actually trained up at work, he was a bullshit artist from day one. I have many stories, but my favorite one was that he did the underground beat, came up with a bunch of rocks, and normally the beat geologist will go to a face and take samples just to see where they're going to be blasting that day. But he brought some additional ones to identify the rocks. And the chief exploration geologist at the time just overheard him say that. It took one look. It's like, oh, don't worry. We'll get a real geologist to look at those. And oh my God, I pissed myself laughing. Because this guy was this guy who didn't know anything was a bullshit artist from day one and stuff. So like him getting called out would piss him off to no end, and it was amazing. But the funny story the proper funny story I want to lead up to is that he got fired, and then not even 6 months later, I get a message from him saying, I just and I quote, I just gave up my passport and I'm now in Africa on a job. I'm like, this can only end well. And then after that there little stint, I don't know how he got back out of Africa after relinquishing his passport, but
was he like black? Was he of African descent?
No, he's cracker.
What the fuck?
No, was he like? No, you get it. You get it. You understand.
Was he in like Equatorial Guinea? Was he doing like oil drilling? Or because
I
do know. I know one person who has done that and has actually made money, and they work for one of the most evil governments on the planet. And I live in America.
That's pretty much the logic I can only think of. But fast forward even like a couple of years after that, me and the guys will periodically look this guy up just for out of curiosity and stuff. And the one time we looked him up after the African stint, I shit you not, he's on 3 board of directors for 3 different companies. I'm like, how?
I will say this, as someone who has been to the third world, you can absolutely make a career if you have no degree, if you have nothing, but you have balls and you can basically look in someone's eyes who you make in a month what they might make in like 5 years and tell them no, which is really fucking hard to do if you have like empathy and a soul, to basically tell to basically fuck over people that are poor beyond belief. You can make insane amounts of money, but
I get it.
Yeah, it's like India specifically, which is where my experience is. You have to live in India to do that, and you have to deal with Indian port masters all day who will literally like make you want to commit murder. And very well, judging by multiple stories I read when I was looking into potentially doing this after I was there, and I was like, well, I never want to come back to this godforsaken shithole, so no, I don't think I will do this. But there's money to be made in being a ghoul.
No, I understand that, and I understand how he got into his board of directors because, like I said from day one,
it is a job for bullshitters.
Yeah, no, this guy is a bullshit artist, but the backstory I'm giving to all that there was in the context for me is that 1, I'm a sociopath, so I can see right through this. And 2, I went to a business school for my geology degree. So, like I call that as bullshit day one. And then just to see it progress over the years, even after, he doesn't work for us anymore, and just seeing it over the years and stuff is just fucking amazing. Because like when we Googled him up and saw him on all these boards, we were like, okay, these are companies to avoid.
I know. It could also be that he's just lying and that he isn't actually on those boards. Like that is like bullshit.
No. It's not that he's saying this, is that he's actually on those web pages for those companies.
Well, the companies could be like bullshit. There's an entire
Well, no, that's
I forget what the word for it in Brazilian is, but there's an entire like
no, I
subset
understand.
of retarded business people called joker brokers
No,
that
no,
just lie about trading insane amounts of money between. Like I traded $1 trillion
no,
worth of gold with this guy, and it's
no,
all in
no, no.
escrow.
Yeah, but we understood this here notion and stuff because one of our big tip-offs was one of the companies had his ex-boss on this one of the boards he was on. His ex-boss, who was still working for us at the time, was listed on that board of directors. I was like, okay, so these are just websites he made up to drum up his CV. Is our best guess, is at the end of the day what those were.
Yeah, potentially. I mean,
but on the flip side, he could actually, these could be like the other two could be legitimate, and he could just bullshit his way onto there. So who knows?
yeah, no. Working with the third world can be. Listen, there's a reason that in theory Equatorial Guinea should be the 4th richest country on earth, and it's insane mineral wealth. But in practice, it's one of the poorest because there are guys going to Equatorial Guinea and working on oil rigs and making in a year $300,000 and never going back to Equatorial Guinea. But there's even more people, and a lot of these ghouls are African themselves. They're from other countries in Africa, but they come to Equatorial Guinea to be ghoulish. And I don't know if you know the history of Equatorial Guinea.
I do.
If you know the story about the fucking schizo dictator they had, and now his nephew is in charge or something.
No, dude. Equatorial Guinea, New Guinea was literally a case study in one of my chapters in economic geology, in the how not to do things.
Oh yeah. Well, like, don't put a schizophrenic in charge. It's also like classic like Marxism of yeah, things were kind of going okay, then the absolute worst possible person got in charge. Literally every time. Like, unless it's like kind of cool guy who's basically a fascist, it's schizophrenic who's basically a fascist.
Yeah. Actually, I'm just thinking back to okay, economic geology was broken up in two courses over a full year, so two half credits and stuff, and it was the same teacher for both. And I remember when we covered South Africa as a case study for just gold fields and diamonds and all that jazz and stuff, and he was not pulling punches because I love my economics prof because he was an old Czech guy who fought in the Czechoslovak War, and he did not give a fuck about a lot of things. And he was his commentary on South Africa was just like, it is very rich, a lot of black people though, but very rich. I was just like, God damn it, you heard it. You can't say that. But I was like,
you can't say the quiet part out loud. Like how you're not allowed to talk about how like Nelson Mandela and Gandhi were both actually really involved in like violent political reprisals, but whenever people praise Mandela or Gandhi, because Gandhi was a fucking creep, but you're not allowed to talk about that.
Well, Gandhi was a straight up pedophile, so.
No, people act like Gandhi like was some powerful figure. The British gave up. They didn't care. Like it was at the point where they feasibly, even if India wanted to stay a part of the Commonwealth, they couldn't afford it. Like it was too expensive. It needed too much stuff, especially post World War II. They fucked over India by washing their hands of them. India would be in a much better place if there was if there was a different transition of power. And then, of course, they fucked up drawing the borders. And it's not to say, they should have remained a part of the Commonwealth. I really don't think they should have. I think that pretty much everyone understood Indian independence was inevitable because the empire was falling apart. The writing was on the wall. The only the only two people in Europe not willing and ready to give up their empire were the Portuguese, who fought tooth and nail for it and lost, and the French, who fought tooth and nail for it and got to keep the worst parts of Africa. Francophone Africa is probably one of the few places on Earth worse than India.
Well, to be fair, I don't think that's because of colonization. I think that's because of Africa.
I think it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I think that this is a part of the world that was basically forced into the modern age. It was like, oh yeah, you guys never invented the chair. here's nuclear power. Here's
Person.
like cultural systems and economic systems that you did not develop organically.
Person.
Have fun. Yeah.
India never invented plumbing, and they were handed plumbing, and they couldn't even do that.
Yeah, I mean, India figures other stuff out to their credit.
No, they don't. They just go. They're like, India's as bad as China. They go copy and paste.
I mean, hey, it works. There are like, I don't know. It's a different kind of awful in India than it is in Africa. In Africa, tribalist culture and just African traditional culture is, oh, I don't have to work, then I'm not gonna. And I can kind of respect that because it's not like a laziness in the sense of like the American sense of I just want to be handed things. It's the African sense is I don't have to work. So I'm not going to. Like it's not it is very much what would happen if you threw a medieval peasant society into the modern age with like the concept of social welfare and not having to work to survive. It's pretty much the same idea that just the Industrial Revolution did not happen organically. And so the cultural change that came with that did not happen organically. They didn't take the jump from mercantilism to capitalism to what we have now. It was just kind of, here's this. It's oh yeah, the Belgians are here to cut your hands off. Here's guns. You're free now.
Yeah, my favorite thing with Africa is that every time they kick out Whitey, suddenly the famine comes without fail. Every time. It's funny. It gets funnier every time.
So I have made the mistake of interacting with South Africans that think that white people just need to be completely kicked out of the country and like eradicated. And I ask them every time. This is what the conversation comes to. You do realize that your country is already falling apart. These are the most productive members of your society. When they leave, society and the economy is going to collapse. It happens every time. And their response is the ones that are honest and not the ones that go, no, it won't. Because those guys are legitimately idiots. And there's a fair few smart ones that are basically like, I don't care. They're like, I can live without electricity. They're like angry. They just want, and listen, does that idea kind of like, can I understand that? And can I kind of empathize with like just being really fucking mad at these people you blame for everything? Yeah, I can see where they're coming from. But at the same time, I'm like, you're gonna kill like a third of the people that live in your country. Like, forget about just killing the white people. Like, a third of everyone in your country is going to die of starvation and thirst and disease, and it's going to be really, really bad. You're going to lose everything. And inevitably, what's going to happen is you're going to be recolonized by someone else. If it's not China, if it's not India, and in South Africa, there's a pretty good chance it will be India because they have a massive Indian population that is not going to leave and is basically fills a similar social niche to what Asians do in America, where they're not white, but by and large, they're not counted in with POC. I mean, they are on paper, but in reality, they quote unquote act white and score well and get into schools well. So they're counted with like Asians and Jews are kind of lumped together as they're not technically white, but they act white. So they are white, sort of deal. And Indians very much fill a similar niche in South Africa where they make up a significant amount of the gated communities. They make up a significant amount of the private security forces. And Indians are very racist.
Aware.
Especially in South Africa. And they're also targeted about as much as whites are. They are not going to leave, and you cannot really play the colonial, you guys showed up and ruined the continent card, because a lot of Indians were basically dragged to South Africa. Not really as slaves, but the Commonwealth government basically, not indentured servants either. It was, they really heavily pushed Indians to go to South Africa. And it was, if you were a good boy in the Commonwealth, they would send you there to like administrate Africans. Gandhi really did not like Africans. And there was very much a kind of playing people off each other sort of deal that was happening. Yeah, so I do legitimately, but like, here's the thing. Even if it's not India, it's not China, it'll be another African power that colonizes them. It's not unthinkable to think that Burundi or Botswana or Rwanda or even fucking Namibia could get their shit together enough to start conquering the African continent. And I do legitimately believe you will see some form of the United States of Africa or a United African Union form eventually. But it's not going to be by the pen or the paper and diplomacy. It's going to be by the fucking sword. You're going to have someone basically say, okay, enough of this shit. We're not having a third Congo war, which was basically World War Africa. I'm fucking done. We have a professional army. We're going to steamroll all of you people, and we're going to force you to be a part of this union. And I think that is ultimately what will form the kind of inevitable African world power that pretty much has to come out. You have so many people there. A lot of people point to Nigeria. I don't really know, because Nigeria, as it stands currently, is basically 3 different countries. It's the coastal areas that are very Christian and very kind of Western and English speaking. And you have a lot of people there that like Nigerians are no longer fleeing their country en masse. In fact, they're returning, and they're really fucking sick of corruption. Pretty much throughout all 3 of these kind of pseudo countries that exist within Nigeria. They're all fleeing, or they were all fleeing Nigeria. Now they're all just sick of corruption. And you can very realistically see a fascist state form out of Nigeria, especially in those coastal Christian regions. Then you have kind of the middle like farming regions that are very underdeveloped, and they're very still tribal. You have like the Obo National Forest, where there was a fucking cult that was kidnapping and farming humans for organs and human sacrifice. Like really deranged shit, bad shit happening. And then you have the deserts in the north that are majority Muslim, and you have Boko Haram, and you have basically an Islamic state that exists within that part of Nigeria. It's not nearly as strong as it was. They've taken decisive action against them, but this kind of pseudo bandit state does really exist. And I think when you look at Nigeria right now, there's a lot of parallels that can be drawn from Liberia in the late 80s or early 70s. What kicked off a lot of the cultural unrest in Liberia, just a really abridged history of Liberia. Liberia is, or was effectively, an American colony that in the 1860s, it was all this land that was bought, and the plan was effectively to repatriate free Black Americans to Liberia. What happened in effect was that the majority of people that were all on board with this Liberian experiment were Black Americans that had been freed by their masters earlier before slavery was abolished. Now, a lot of these guys were taught how to read, they were well taken care of, and they did not necessarily have as negative a view of slavery as most people that experienced it did. And it's a very warped view they have. These were the kind of people that I can't, I'm not going to say the word, but like, you know, Samuel L. Jackson's character from Django, like these type of guys that were like well liked and freed. And anyways, they get free and they join the Whig Party in the US, WHIG, the Whig Party, which is like kind of a weird centrist party that exists. They held power earlier, but by the time the Republican Democrats break apart and you have Republicans and Democrats, the Whigs don't really have as much power. They win a few seats here and there. They win a few electoral seats in the presidential round. They don't really have much power. A lot of the kind of quote unquote, a lot of the educated Black population becomes Whigs, and they're really on board with Liberia. So these guys go to Liberia. Now, mind you, Liberia is North Africa. The majority of slaves that were taken to America are from sub-Saharan, like kind of the area of the Gambia, Ghana, Nigeria, that area. Liberia is way up north. So these are not people that are returning to their native land. They're basically colonists in a new land. And the native Liberians are actually much lighter skinned than the Americans that are coming over. And a very interesting fact about Liberia is it's one of the only like kind of racially hierarchied structures in history where people with darker skin were naturally assumed to be of a higher social status. Because what happens is the Whigs come over and they're like, okay, we've got all this virgin land and all these kind of Iron Age tribals. If only we had some sort of way to make these people work on the farms against their will. I've got it. and they do slavery, and they enslave the nation's population. And they ostensibly have a democracy, but of course the forced laborers can't vote. And so the Whig Party, or the True Whig Party as it's called, becomes basically the de facto one-party state of Liberia. Fast forward to World War I. Slavery is effectively banned. Liberia actually participates a little in World War I in the form of support, and they start to democratize very slowly because America starts paying attention to what their colony is doing, and it's not great. They're doing slavery, they're doing forced labor. Forced labor continues on and off up until like the 50s, end of World War II, where it's like full on stopped. And now you have society is starting to open up. People are starting to vote. The Whigs are losing their dominance, and it's very kind of rocky and hard to understand. But basically, nativist nativist traditionalist people kidnap a bunch of people in central Liberia. A bunch of people start to disappear, and there's a big like investigation, and it turns out there was like a ritual killing of 100 people in a field, and that kicks off the first Liberian Civil War. And Liberia is fucked. It's over. There's no fixing it. Cannibal warlords run the country, and to this day, it is just a fucking mess. There is some hope that it might not always be horrible, but it is a country that for at least the next century is probably just ruined. It's a very interesting story, and it's a very sad story, because Liberia did have a chance. Even after they basically showed up and started doing slavery, there was still a chance for it not to turn out that way. Then they started eating people.
Utterly fascinating. And from the Viking point of view, what is your opinion, Porian?
Well, I think Person heard his own voice once and decided that's the only thing he ever wanted to hear ever again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I sound fantastic.
You know, Senlar, blink twice if this is a hostage situation.
I already shot myself in the head. What you're hearing now is an AI pre-recording.
Sorry, the fucking the Liberia rant. I love ranting about Liberia. It's fucking wild.
Yeah, I've also seen the Vice documentary.
Exactly, it's a great documentary. What is your take on Africa?
What can I say that won't get me on another government watch list? It's like Africa lets you see the lowest of humanity. You get to see humanity without any intelligence, without any soul, without any higher purpose. Just endless swarms of biomass whose only purpose is to eat forever, talk forever, steal forever, and create nothing.
And?
I would argue India is worse, but that's just me.
Well, Africans haven't started AI generating total garbage yet, so I might have to give the price of worst continent/subcontinent to India still.
Yeah. India being the fastest growing part of the internet is horrible. We need a great firewall, but just for India.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't it be wonderful with a segregated internet?
We basically have that with China. China's internet is very segregated from ours with the Great Firewall, which is very much a blessing. I don't know if it's a blessing in disguise.
Well, it's not segregated enough. Since if you ever played online video games, you do have to suffer through Chinese hackers no matter what. So, you know, that wall needs some repairs.
I too remember the Coco situation. Yes.
Well, the other thing is a lot of the times when they end up on the Western internet, they end up running into like Falun Gong people who are just fucking shout them down. The same way that when Americans end up on the Chinese internet, they run into Chinese nationalists that fucking shout them down and are psychos. And both people acknowledge pretty much that they're fucking clowns. China do be harvesting organs, though.
Well, that's a given.
Yeah.
That's about the what I expect, but I would really love to see China be completely segregated, just like cutting the cables, because I know that, for example, Russia has like contingency plans to only own their own national internet. Iran is basically completely separated from the rest of the internet as well. So
North
I would
Korea has
love
their
to
own
see
intranet.
I would love to see China go like just cut the cables, have their own internet, complete control, and we don't have to deal with them anymore.
Well, they're already cutting the undersea cables. It's not theirs; it's ours.
Mm.
I do think it would be awesome if Cold War 2.0 basically meant total Iron Curtain across both seas. That would rock. I would actually be totally okay with that. I think we are heading towards a very segregated or a very censored internet, and I think the inevitability of that is that there's going to be basically like they have in Cuba, where it's like this totally decentralized pseudo internet by sharing flash drives with each other and like fucking newsletters. I think we're basically heading towards that.
I kind of hope that like all these like free internet acts and stuff get repealed, and that you do get a fast lane, and that this devolves into like, oh, the fast lane is only for Twitter and Facebook and other social media, and the rest of the internet can hide away from them.
Listen, realistically, the surface web is dead. AI and a bajillion Indians have destroyed it. Facebook is
Yes.
unusable. Twitter is full of bots, but it's not totally unusable yet. Twitch and video streaming platforms are still kind of usable. YouTube is a really interesting situation because they are basically the Library of Alexandria, and they have decabytes of information, more than petabytes, decabytes of
And I'd
information.
actually say that like out of all the big internet companies, YouTube gets a lot of shit because their systems are so opaque. They clearly just lie about everything they say. Like, oh, this was checked by a human. No, I mean it
No,
obviously wasn't.
I am
But
okay.
of all the like big sites on the internet, it is surprisingly usable. Like
It-
it actually works pretty well. If you let the algorithms find new content, it actually does do a decent job of understanding what you want. It is sort of funny when you can see like how it tags things. Like it goes, oh, this is a tag for you. And it is kind of a lot better than you would expect, and it can actually like niche itself pretty well to your taste. It is quite functional despite, you know, every CEO's best attempts to ruin it. But like Twitter, for example, like I'm not like this. I'm neither a Musk cultist nor am I a hater of him. Like he's just another fucking billionaire doing his billionaire plans. Is no different from Jefe Bezos or whoever else. But like Twitter is kind of sliding into both being more usable and less usable at the same time. Like, what the fuck is up with the bot accounts? Like, it is completely like you
I
get
don't even
like,
know who's falling for it
yeah,
because
but it's like, oh, you do hit tweet 5 likes, wow, you get like 3 fucking pussy in bio bots, and they stopped doing pussy in bio. They're just straight up posting porn now, and it's
Oh.
not even, they don't even market anything at this point.
No, they
So it's
don't.
like, is it like a malicious, something like coordinated, like, oh, we're shitting up Twitter on purpose to make it less popular or whatever? Like, is this
so
Zuckerberg trying to get people to use fucking Blue Sky or whatever,
so
Meta or whatever he has?
so my smart friend, my personal rabbi, as I call him, whenever I have a question that is really bugging me, I go to him with it, and he almost always gives me an answer that I'm like, oh, I didn't think of that. That makes a lot of sense. That's really simple. Simplest answer for that is these scams feel really stupid. What human being would fall for this? And the answer is
Indians.
they're stupid on purpose, because a smart person is immediately going to filter out the email full of spelling errors and the bot messaging them and all that. But a stupid person is going to fall for all of this. Oh, the IRS needs me, the tax man, government man, and the Indian guy on the other end. Well, of course, Rajesh, I'll give you. Of course, the IRS wants $3,000 in Google Play gift cards. And
mean,
to like a
it's
normal human, that sounds
it's-
ridiculous. But to an idiot or like a demented person, yeah, that makes sense.
it is
That's
how
scary.
you mentioned Facebook being unusable before, and everyone's seen this like new trend of like baby boomers responding to the most like deranged AI generated garbage with like hand hearts and likes, and it's all these. I mean, obviously completely false.
My
Completely
brother-
faked, like
yeah.
insane pictures and stuff, and they 100% believe it. They can't tell the difference because in their world, TV always says the truth, and computer is just the new TV. Facebook is just the new news channel, so they believe anything.
I mean, you could show Arma footage, GTA footage to like an old person, and they might believe it. My brother works in elder care, and he's told me that like 30% of his day is spent taking the phone from old people and cursing out Indians.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
Yeah.
and basically like fucking with them in front of
yeah,
the
and I
old
mean,
people.
like Arma footage is insane how well it works because people who should absolutely know better, like I'm no
Like
I'm no
regular,
journalist respecter or whatever,
yeah,
but like a
regular
25-year-old
30-year-old
dude
humans.
should be able to tell that this is a video game he's looking at.
I think a lot of it is people don't even like there's the classic Carl Sagan quote where he talks about like news being reduced to 30-second and then soon 10-second sound bites. I think the fucking horrifying thing to think about is most people don't even watch the clip. They look at the thumbnail and they look at the responses, and if enough people are saying it's real, they just believe it's real. They don't dig deeper. I think a great example is I don't know if Zenlar posted it, but I saw it all over Twitter today. Germany just loosened their these child pornography laws, and I thought, well,
talked
that's
about it
horrifying.
earlier.
Yeah, I looked into it. Germany fucked up their porn laws earlier, where it's like now even talking about it in Germany can get you arrested, and like talking about tightening those laws and making it so people can't get access to those things can flag you and get you arrested. They literally just fixed the law. They didn't make it any easier. But, I saw that. I believed it. I thought, yeah, no, fucking Weimar Republic 2.0. Of course they're doing that.
That was
But
also there was also like a political team fight as well because they saw that some unsavory people were very happy about that law. So they saw like, oh, my enemy likes this, then it must be a bad thing.
That's why whenever I see a tweet like that, I scroll to the very bottom and look for the tweet that has like 1 billion comments from people being like, "You monster! How dare you even suggest that there's a reasonable solution to this?" And there will be a reasonable solution to it.
I actually started seeing like a lot of people falling for fake news with the fucking newest ass creed with fucking Black Samurai. Like people were like rage falling for completely faked articles like oh this is how black people helped create Japan's culture, blah blah, and it was just completely faked, and it was accredited like fucking Kotaku or Polygon or whatever pigsty producing new gaming slop, But it's very annoying because it's like 2 seconds to check this shit. You can right click images and you can
2 seconds
click
to
search image and you'll find if it's from somewhere else. And the fake article I thought about specifically now was a fucking iFunny meme. Like that's how easy it is. You just right click, you search image, and then you find other places it is, and it was fucking iFunny. Do your research, people.
Yeah, it's basically been this bad too since like I'd say like 2014. The first when Gamergate originally kicked off, people just started believing whatever they saw, and it was a double-edged sword. But Gamergate 2, quote unquote, I think is fake and gay. I think this whole thing is fake and gay. It's retarded. I hate Grums. I fucking think he's an annoying director.
You're
and
fucking gay.
I have him muted and filtered. Listen, is he right about a lot of stuff? Yeah, but he's just a fucking idiot, and I hate him.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Mr. Mark Kernhole. He's like not the best.
I don't care
dude.
if he's right. I don't care if I agree with him. He's fucking annoying. And it's like the meme where it's like Todd Howard and Elon Musk, and it's like the autistic when you meet an autistic person slightly more autistic than you. And he's just full of hate.
I feel personally attacked with that comment.
Yeah, no, because I imagine that's how you feel right now.
I am totally invested in this conversation. What would ever give you any other idea to think otherwise?
Big Kern stan here.
Yeah. Red Lobster filing for bankruptcy. Now that's a real problem right there.
Yeah, but okay. I easily know that you have absolutely no idea when it comes to finance, so I'm going to dumb it down for you. This is a
They're not actually going away.
restructuring bankruptcy.
No, you're going to take my cheetah bacon biscuits.
To be fair, Red Lobster has been on decline for a long time. Actually, all the fast food, seafood fast food franchises have been going downhill for like last 2 decades.
Isn't fucking Long John Silver's? That's the only American like fish fast foods place I know. Isn't that going to the dumps?
I've had Long John Silver's twice in my life, and both times it gave me diarrhea so bad I almost had to go to the hospital. It's good food though, tasty. I ate it twice, so obviously. I'm talking like fire hose out my ass sick.
That's a very nice description. Thank you for that. Thank you for the mental image. I needed that today.
That does sound like expired fish. Expired fish
episode of South Park where Mr. Mackey shits so hard he shoots himself into the ceiling. It's like that. It's bad, guy.
Yeah, I'm very thankful my chat's showing up on screen, but for whatever reason, my doc isn't showing any of the chats, but everything's coming up on screen, so I'm okay with that.
Very cool. Danny was posting, an acquaintance of mine was writing work on Nigeria and trying to sell it as like Wakanda 2.0. A lot of people do that, but I don't believe the hype. Nigeria is basically it's doomed. It's doomed for the same reason America's doomed, where it's multiple countries pretending to be one.
I think the writing was on the wall back in the 1960s with the whole Biafra Republic. I think that kind of spelled it out.
Yeah.
Like you can't fight a war like that and just sweep it under the rug. Those differences are going to remain. And also, also a very, very funny war where like the Soviet Union and Israel is on the same side for once.
Yeah. It's another crazy one is Burkina Faso and Thomas Sankara being like one of the coolest guys to ever live. Like the only communist leader to ever actually walk the walk, talk the talk, like I own nothing type guy, and then he's killed by his best friend. Fucked up, man.
Commies killing commies. No one will be missed.
It do be like that. One second, my Oshi posted. I have to type a response.
Okay, I've heard 3 different Oshis. Which one is your Oshi?
You will never hear her name. I will never speak it. She is mine, and I will not share her.
Okay, you talk about the horse, so it can't be that. It can't be that.
It is not the horse. The horse is my friend, and I'm not allowed to horny post about her. She will ban me from her Discord.
Who's streaming right now?
She's not streaming.
Yeah, well, that's
Twitter.
Well, yeah, no, that's the thing. She's not streaming right now, so that limits that. Yeah, I'm trying to deduce.
I literally do everything I can because it will 100% dox my personal account as people figure out who it is.
Okay,
like, there are multiple people who know. There are people who know my other account that know who I am, but they would never dox me either. I know it's them.
Porn. Yeah. We found Henry.
I'm not Henry tier. I'm not an actual schizophrenic, and I would if she were to like ban me or something like that, I would be fucking distraught. But I wouldn't push it because obviously I took the bit too far, and she's no longer happy. That would be like my sign to stop.
Okay, so how's Senabonbon doing these days then?
It's not Senabonbon. I will tell you when you guess it.
Kiki Pion.
It's no when you guess. She never has threads. She's not popular on 4chan. What?
But you can respond to her, so she's probably English speaking. Not on threads on VT. I'm gonna guess a smaller VTuber then automatically, since it's not all corporations, even the small ones.
Side.
Yes.
This
You
is
say
the
smaller side means about 20.
this
And
is the
below
this is the
100.
gayest
More
version of
than
Guess
20.
Who I've ever played. Is she on the Proctor server?
No, not at all. No one on Proctor servers ever mentioned her. I've made sure to search.
Huh.
I mean,
I'm
problem is
90%
that
sure she has to be muted as well.
there are like more VTubers than stars in the sky at this point, and plenty of them
Are a
are in the
lot.
range of like 50 to 100 somewhere. So it is a difficult one.
Is a difficult one. You will never guess. I do not follow her or like her shit on my main account. I have a very strict rule of don't shit where you eat. She is never to know that I am a VTuber.
I have that policy too and stuff, but I wear my heart on my sleeve, and that my love Corona doesn't know it exists, so who gives a fuck?
Oh, well, because mine's small enough that she would 100% figure it out, and it would I don't know, because other fans of hers are also VTubers and smaller like Aspies, but it's still it is one of those things where honestly, if it happened, my even my VTuber alt account in no way links back to my real fucking life, but it's still I again don't shit where you eat. I like having my schizo alt account where I can post about guns and obsess over an anime woman on the other side of the planet.
On the other side of the planet.
Okay, so
more hints.
I'm gonna say maybe Australian.
No. I think I've said before that she is Japanese, but here, let me post one of my favorite memes. And where's stream chat? There it is. I love this. I love cream of dog. So did you say crony or corone?
My favorite is Corona.
Corone is sweet. I like her. Do you believe she has like a family and kids? I think it would be really funny if she did.
I believe
like,
she's.
Mom has to go to work and she just goes into the next room and is streaming.
No, it's not that she has a family. Is that she's divorced.
Ooh, that'd be crazy. My bitch ex-wife is a VTuber. That'd be a funny bit. The craziest one for me is Dizzy. I love Dizzy Dokuro. She's probably my favorite. She's my second favorite girl in FaZe. Clara is my favorite. I love Dizzy. She did I bring this up every time, but it's one of my favorite fucking bits she's ever done. Is the aging cat girl wife stream.
Yeah, that was great. That was actually
one of the most
funny.
viscerally upsetting things I've ever watched.
You have to take your cat girl to the vet to kill her.
Yeah,
She's dying.
You read the pinned comment. It's like, sorry for any strange noises. I'm watching my nephews. And can you imagine your like cool aunt you're hanging out with? She lets you like watch movies and gives you popcorn. And then she's like, yeah, I gotta go into the next room and do some things. And you hear her going like, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, how do you even explain that to a kid? Oh, because it's not like it's inherently sexual, but it's worse.
I really like the one where she just cried and there was rain in the background. That was like that's probably my favorite Dizzy video.
I feel bad for Dizzy. She's such a nice fucking lady. She does not deserve what she's dealing with. That woman is a saint.
Yeah, and she has been dealing with shit for a long time now.
I get it, man.
4 years plus.
I've got family that's fucking crazy, dude. I get it. I'm fucking crazy. I'm sure I drive my family fucking insane, but it's like,
oh, I can guarantee you, it's not just your family.
Oh yeah, I don't have any friends left. That's not true. I do, but I work insane hours now, and I never get to see them because I'm fighting tooth and nail to move out of this godforsaken shithole state. If I had 3 wishes, I'd use them all to drop nukes on New York City. No, never mind. 2 of those, and then a genie blowjob.
Didn't know you were such a fan of Eddie Murphy.
I hate New York. I hate it so much, dude. Yes, all of my family is here. I would risk all of their lives to obliterate New York City.
I mean, I did just watch Death Wish. So I do see where you're coming from.
It's horrible, dude. This city is fucking evil. It turns people into these fucking malicious, whiny creatures that can only live in New York, LA, or Miami. Those are the only 3 places you can live.
Is it true that the worst New Yorkers are the ones that move in from like the Midwest?
No, not even close. The worst
Okay.
New Yorkers are from Long Island. Long Island is legitimately cursed land. It is fucking horrible. The worst shitbag you will ever meet in your life is from Long Island. If Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force was a real person, he'd live in Long Island. If Adolf Hitler was reincarnated as a human being, he would live on Long Island. It is horrible. It is hell. I've scarcely met a person who chose to live in Long Island that is not a horrible person.
Yeah.
Horrible.
My non-VTubing Oshi lives in Staten Island, so
Staten Island is not as bad. Staten Island is technically New Jersey. It's weird.
yeah, it's all Italians basically.
Stupid New Yorkers, stupid people from Manhattan, pretentious cunts hate people from Staten Island. I don't care. So long as you're not from Long Island, my general assumption is that you are also suffering.
Isn't New York also suffering like that from like at a state level? It's a pretty nice place, but Manhattan just drags everything down.
New York City is cursed. Like Long Island is cursed land. New York as a state is beautiful. We have a type of forest that the only other places that type of forest exists. It's like a specific type of like middle of nowhere, untouched forest that only exists in Montana and Idaho otherwise. They're technically there's technically those Pine Barrens are in New Jersey. There technically is enough rainfall in upstate New York to classify certain parts of it as a rainforest.
Yeah, we have that.
Absolutely beautiful.
We have it in
Gorgeous
Scandinavia too. It's really nice.
Yeah. New York City should be its own state. New York City, the boroughs, Westchester and Long Island should be their own state, and everything else should be their own state. And it would be deep fucking red.
Yeah, I mean,
deep red.
Resurrect the Manhattan commune.
Dude, Manhattan should be like their own state. They should get you should literally split the electoral votes of New York, or even give 3/4 of them to New York City. I don't fucking care. I just don't want to have to deal with the SAFE Act outside of Westchester, outside of New York City, outside of the fucking few places. Because here's the thing, you know what the SAFE Act is?
Is that the no handguns law?
That is the retarded restrictive gun laws that New York has. And here's the crazy thing about them. They are only enforced in Westchester and New York City. Explicitly. Pretty much every other county refuses to enforce the laws. People have been arrested on them, but it's usually because they're gang-banging morons that are like, yeah, I'm going to go be a gangbanger in Niagara. It's like, oh yeah, well, good luck, idiot.
Have you ever watched Death Wish from 1974?
I have not. I
really think you should if you are from New York, because it is a very funny look at like New York at basically its worst. Yeah. When it's like basically unlivable, almost a war zone.
Oh yeah, no, the 90s, dude, I worked with a guy that was a city chief under Giuliani.
Yeah, I mean, even here we heard about like broken window policing.
The 90s were the worst, and Giuliani is probably one of the craziest figures in American politics because he was beloved. He was mayor of New York when 9/11 happened, and if you were just in office when 9/11 happened, George Bush Sr. had a 92% approval rating after 9/11. Can you fucking imagine? Dude, Biden has a 42%, and Trump had like a 47 or 48 or something. But
hey, person, shut the fuck up for a minute. Hey, Porn. So,
yes.
Him watching Death Wish, you know what he should follow that up afterwards? Taxi Driver.
I've seen Taxi Driver. He's literally me, for real.
Yeah, I mean, those
suddenly it all makes sense now.
The 16-year-old child wife.
But I mean, you should really watch Death Wish, since it's such a fascinating, like, what to say? It's like captures a moment in time in New York very interesting.
No, okay, no. The real question is, should he watch just the first one or watch the sequels?
I mean, like, I guess Death Wish 2 is still like kind of decent. I mean, 3 is garbage, but it does have fucking Charles Bronson shooting an RPG-7 in the middle of... Isn't Death Wish 3 where he fights like a black gang where the
Yeah,
leader
yeah,
has
yeah,
like
that's the third one.
psychic superpowers or something.
Yep. Yeah. The third one's where it goes off the rails. Yeah. Death Wish 3 is like Rocky 4.
Ooh. I think Rocky 4 is a lot more grounded. Robot wife. Despite like Uncle Winnie or whatever fucks robot wife, I think Rocky 4 is a bit more grounded.
Have you guys ever seen Batteries Not Included?
I don't think that the English language has ever had anyone say that. That Rocky 4 was the grounded one by comparison.
Oh yeah, an Italian doing something good. Ugh.
Yeah, but I mean, Death Wish is really funny, just because you get this like, even in the 70s, guns are banned, so you know, main character gets to go in Arizona and work, and he meets like the most stereotypical fucking pastiche of a Southerner ever. Goes like, "Oh, we have a gun here. We shoot guns. It's a gun club. I bet you don't know about that in New York." It's delivered like perfectly. Like you can actually believe, like, yeah, this dude definitely lived in Arizona in 1974, and he would definitely say this to a New Yorker.
Oh my god, I forgot there was a fucking remake
of Death Wish.
Yeah, 2018, Eli Roth.
I had no idea.
I had no idea either.
Eli Roth as well. The man who's never made a good movie ever.
Eli Roth was the director of the Death Wish remake.
Wasn't he
Oh my god.
one of the Hobbits? Or wasn't he in Lord of the Rings? Doesn't he play Frodo? Or am I thinking of someone else? I'm thinking of a different Eli. Who played Frodo?
Eli Roth is the guy who he did Captain Fever, Green Inferno, that guy.
Hostel.
Yep.
Bruce Willis. Oh my god.
Hostel Gato from Billy and Mandy. Are you too old for Billy and Mandy, Zenlar? Did you never watch Billy and Mandy?
I watch. That's the one where they hang out with Death, right?
Yeah. The Jamaican Grim Reaper.
Yeah, I watched that. He wasn't Jamaican in Sweden either. It was just.
What was he in? What was he? What accent did he have?
He didn't have an accent. He was just a
No,
regular
they didn't
dude.
make him like Irish or something. That's fucked up.
No, they didn't give him an accent.
He's a
But
lot
they
funnier
did
with
do
Jamaican
that for
accent.
cartoons, like Joey Wheeler from Yu-Gi-Oh! Instead of being like from fucking Boston, he had a super exaggerated Stockholm accent instead. So they did usually account for accents, but I don't know.
I love that. I love when they do different accents in different countries.
I just wish that like that the fucking annoying tendency in like official translations of Japanese stuff where they make the Osakan accent into a southern accent, which is like a Hokkaido accent should be a southern accent if you have to translate it. Like an Osakan accent would be like fucking Texas or something.
They give him a Hawaiian accent.
that would be like fucking Iwo Jima. Where those islands?
Oh, you know what I was thinking of earlier today? People get sometimes people get offended when you do like accent jokes, especially like Chinese people. They really don't like when you do their accent. But usually because you're pinning your eyes back as well. You're really committing to the bit. Jamaicans fucking love when you do their voice. Like they think that's hilarious. Like I was thinking of Saturday Night Live had the what's his face? The guy that looks like he has Down syndrome. Shane McGillis. Shane McGillis was on SNL and he was doing the Jamaican church bit. Like Jamaicans think that shit's hilarious.
Have you seen there was like last year, but the end of last year, like a big rapper in the UK was a white Englishman who he was born in Jamaica. So I think he technically like emigrated to England from Jamaica, and he had a Jamaican accent, and he became like a big deal because he would like rap and do like fucking.
Fun fact: there is a minority population of Germans, like ethnic Germans, that live in Jamaica and have lived there for like 200 years, and they're like the majority of the white people on the island.
Yeah, I mean everyone.
Also, Zenlar, play that video I posted in stream chat.
I have to.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
It's from the P. Diddy shit, so it's a bit dated, but this video is peak.
Okay.
It's too dangerous, P. Diddy. We
got to get out of here.
Why don't you run and tell that to the 5 billion innocent children down there?
I'm Angela Bassett.
I'll be right black. Quickly, children. We don't have much time. Israel's about to nuke this entire whack-ass desert.
But Mr. Diddy, how will we all fit on the helicopter?
Who said anything about a helicopter? Quickly, children, crawl into my big ass.
We'll just stay here, I think.
We don't have time for this. Just make sure you take your shoes off when you get inside. Gun it, Angela.
You got it, soul brother.
Oh shit, it's Godzilla.
I disavow.
He's making me kiss him on the lips.
disavow.
Someone help.
Your Honor, this is
Disavow.
ridiculous.
No, let him finish.
Your Highness, if I may
I'm not-
pleasure
I'm
myself in front of you in the
far on
court
my
for just a
EDD
moment.
lores. I don't
Yes,
understand
I may have put 5 billion Palestinian children in my
He's
ass.
Black Epstein.
And to you folks, I might just be a
This was Black
simple
Epstein.
rapping guy.
When this happened.
But when I was younger,
it. Okay.
and I got scared, I used to pretend that the Master Chief thought I was his father. Back when Halo meant something. I know they still make them, but they're pretty much Call of Duty in space at this point. I want 4-player co-split screen co-player shit. I want to play as an elite. You remember that? When you could play as a Covenant elite? Where'd that go? Bring that back. Bring that back. Mr. Hamburglar, if that makes me a guilty
Someone did not
man,
enjoy.
then you best lock me up and throw away the damn key.
You did this to us. P. Diddy was your fault.
P. Diddy was my fault. I did it on purpose.
I really didn't understand it. I don't know anything about this.
So, P. Diddy got caught for literally being like Black Epstein, like he was trafficking women and children, and that's a whole nother rap. He's like an industry plant. He probably is responsible for killing Tupac. Like there is so much there.
Okay. I'll trust you. I'll
He
trust
was
you on this
buck
one.
breaking famous black people and forcing them to have gay sex if they wanted $30 million. And that's
So you're
why,
telling me he was a Tariq Nasheed plant?
Yeah, no. Like the entire reason Cat Williams and oh god, who's the funny guy who's had a lot of comedy specials? He had a show. Oh my god.
Chappelle?
Chappelle, yeah. The reason that Chappelle and Cat Williams both got canceled and like blacklisted in Hollywood was because they refused to have gay sex with P. Diddy.
So another win for the Nation of Islam then.
Yes, exactly. Real
Inshallah.
Yakubian hours. Who up?
I see. I mean, now it makes sense. I thought... Okay, this is how good I am at like black people. Was P. Diddy the one who had a fight with Drake, or is that 2 other black people?
No, that's Kevin Lamar.
Okay.
See, that's also the ones that Fuamoko have a beef with.
I know that Kevin Lamar is like, if you're a really pretentious hipster who has to pretend that he likes black people music, you listen to Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar's okay. He has like 1 or 2 good songs, but like he's also probably a no. Drake is the pedophile. Kevin
because
Lamar is just kind
he
of
played wheelchair guy on Degrassi.
Yeah.
How did he become a rapper after that? Because that's like the lamest backstory
people claim he's an
possible.
industry plant. He's a talented singer. That's like the extent of it. He's a talented singer, and he was really good at roping talented people into doing stuff. He got The Dream to produce stuff for him, who's made a lot of pop hits. He got The Weeknd to make a lot of stuff for him, who is a really good producer. He basically bullshitted his way into stuff. And he's also just like a very vindictive, almost mean girl type person that very much excelled in the rap industry. But also, yeah, no, he had industry connections. And also he's probably gay and had gay sex with men. and
And
children.
is half Jewish.
This
as
is an
well, I believe.
actionable thing, and Drake can sue me. Drake fucks young boys.
Yeah, all my knowledge is from
Uh,
about him is like, oh, he was on Degrassi, and whenever I see someone retweeting something about him on Twitter, black people are calling him gay.
Yes. But more importantly, did you know Fuamoko are both white women from Canada? I had no
Yes.
clue.
Yes, and half
That's
Swedish as
hilarious.
well.
They pretend not to know what Scooby Doo is, which is the funniest possible bit you could do.
I kind of hope that they're truthful. Like they're so isolated, they actually don't know what
Yeah,
Scooby
their
Doo is.
parents are like hyper weebs and taught them Japanese.
I mean, isn't supposed at least one of the parents actually like that?
Yeah, their dad is apparently a weeb.
It was really uncomfortable when people found like their past lives and they posted pictures from Sweden, and I was like, I've been there.
Their
Am I
past
related to
lives were
Fuamoko?
so easy. Like all of the Advent girls, people figured out who they were really quick. Like Shiori, Narissa, and Fuamoko, and Bibu, they all got found out very, very quick. Fuamoko was the easiest because how many other twin VTubers are there? They were still doing the same bit. They were basically doing the same voices.
But they switched roles, right?
I think so. I don't know. It's hard to tell. They definitely practice kissing on each other.
Yeah, I think they said as much, and I've seen their old Nico
Well,
Nico
Fuwa
streams.
is straight up a siscon, but like I don't know, women inherently not being straight and
also not being the two sanest
and
women in the
twins,
world
and they
either.
really like anime. Yeah, they finish each other's sentences.
Yeah. I do think that was like probably the best
Their dad is Tywin
acquisition they could have
Lannister,
done.
being like their dad is like Tywin Lannister. He's completely unaware.
or choosing to be ignorant, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think Tywin was legitimately totally unaware, or was he just? I think it was a bit
No
of
way.
both.
He let it go on.
I
He
think
didn't care.
I think he definitely cared, but just as a coping mechanism blocked it out because Joanna definitely knew. His wife was the reason they were separated, and that oh my god, what the fuck is the? I only care about my boy Jamie. I don't really care about his stupid bitch whore sister. Cersei. I don't care about Cersei. Jamie is my guy. I love Jamie. Jamie Lannister has done nothing wrong in his entire life, and he is perfect.
I think like Tywin is supposed to be like either I think he's supposed to be uncaring just because he's written like, you know, George
like
R. R.
Joanna-
Martin is kind of a boring dude, so he writes
Joanna
Tywin
died.
Lannister as like stereotypical like military dad who doesn't care about the family. He's too busy being
Everyone's
military
thinking that
man.
Tywin is gay because he doesn't cheat on his wife, and after his wife is dead, he doesn't fuck anyone else except his son's whore girlfriend just to spite him.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, that's what
He's a
that's
dick.
what
Tywin's a
happens
dick.
when people with the emotional complexity of an 8-year-old tries to analyze
Dude,
character motives.
We were chilling at paint night, and we're watching Game of Thrones, and we're at some scene with Tyrion's on, and you know I go, book Tyrion's kind of cool, and my brother's like, yeah, except for the whole thing he wants to rape and murder his sister Cersei, and I was like, welcome to the club, and that got laughs. No, all of Jamie's flaws are the fault of Cersei. Jamie himself is perfect.
I mean, he does kind of get the short end of the stick a lot, and
Well, like his story arc literally proves he's done nothing wrong.
I mean, like killing the Mad King and everything, like that wasn't treason. That was like necessity.
Well, killing. So the craziest thing about Jamie's story is he never actually faces consequences for any of the quote unquote bad shit he's done, like pushing a kid out of a tower and killing innocent people. But killing the king, which is arguably the most morally correct thing Jamie does his entire life, is the one thing that he kind of faces consequences for. But then again, not really.
I think we call that social commentary from George R. R. Martin.
Very, very, very astute. I really hope George R. R. Martin does not kill off Jamie in the next book. If he does, I know where you live, George R. R. Martin, and I'm coming for you.
How spiteful is he?
I think he I honestly think it's going to be a thing with like Lady Stoneheart, where either he is going to kill Lady Stoneheart or Lady Stoneheart is going to kill him.
Yeah,
because Lady Stoneheart also knows that he crippled Bran.
I don't know what to think about the whole Lady Stoneheart thing in the books. didn't really like it.
I didn't like it either. I think it was kind of stupid, and I think George R. R. Martin regrets that storyline. I think there's a lot of storyline. I think the ending we got in the TV show is probably what George R. R. Martin initially intended, and I think that he probably would have had a lot more time to flesh it out. I think there are different. I think Euron and Victarion are going to play a much bigger role in the books, and I think that the story that George R. R. Martin intends to tell and intended to tell is much better than what D&D did. But I think the notes we got at the end of Daenerys ends up as queen and is the Mad Queen, and Jon goes to the north to be king of the north, and Bran ends up on the Iron Throne. I think all of those beats are accurate. I don't know about Tyrion ending up as advisor. I think he intends for Tyrion to be another, like straight up on the side of the. I think Tyrion in the books is probably going to be part of what makes Cersei the Mad Queen, and I think he's going to do it spitefully. I also think Tyrion is probably a Targaryen because he has weird, like, silver blonde hair, and his eyes are hectochromatic, and he's like a fucked up goblin man, and Viserys really wanted to fuck Joanna, so it would make sense.
Will he get his own deformed little dragon or something, do you think?
He has his own little deformed girlfriend. Why not?
I did like the one thing I thought they did really well with the ending is when they hold the little council, they select Bran to be king or whatever, and Tarly, like George R. R. Martin's fucking fat little self-insert, goes, "Oh, how about we have a democracy?" And everyone just laughs at him.
What the fuck is your problem, you fat retard? You
That
know,
was
the
so
small
funny.
people vote.
I think that was like one of the best jokes in the whole series.
That was a
Because
funny
it's so funny and out of nowhere. Like,
I
no,
think the
of
best
course not,
way,
idiot.
the most poignant possible thing that Game of Thrones end on is Tyrion telling a joke that he famously never finishes, which is a really apt description for the end of Game of Thrones, the TV show.
A really apt description of the progress of the book series.
I recall
Really apt description of George R. R. Martin.
Fucking fat retard. He's too depressed about Donald Trump, by the way, to finish his book. He's like, people are being racist and mean, and he's completely losing any of the nuance of why people are like that.
Sure,
Got local story. Man who writes book where nothing ends well doesn't understand that, generally speaking, history is not moving towards justice. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I get it. He's old. All of his friends are dying. It's a really tough time for him. Social isolation, all that. But, like, what the fuck, man? You're a grown ass man who literally wrote the book on nothing good ever happens, and you can't accept that, yeah, things are probably not going to end up great.
Yeah, and also a super famous multimillionaire who can travel around the world however much he wants and not work on his book. Like,
unlimited money. You are going to live forever. If you really wanted to, I'm pretty sure they could freeze your brain or something. Like,
it is sort of funny that who's the Polish guy who wrote The Witcher. George R. R. Martin sort of ended up in a position that guy wanted to be in.
Pretty much.
Dead? The guy that wrote The Witcher? I've never read The Witcher books.
Okay, so long story short with The Witcher books is that the guy it was like, "Oh, you want me to take out a contract and license out my book for a video game?" Okay. And he didn't negotiate the contract, and he took the first offer. And then The Witcher did gangbusters better than his books ever did and stuff. And he's very seething and molding. He keeps trying to renegotiate the contract. And CD Projekt Red is like, "Nope, you signed it. You signed away the rights. It's ours now, bitch."
I really wish they would just throw the man a bone because they have made so much money.
No,
he has gotten plenty of bones because I think he's getting more kickbacks on the Netflix series and such.
I don't know. The Netflix series, I can understand why he might be upset about.
Oh yeah, because that would have been a separate contract. Okay, yeah, nope, that totally makes sense.
Yeah, I can also understand why he might just not give a shit because the video games are great, and if that's all you touch, then it doesn't matter. Like
I have a recommendation to watch for you guys, and that is to watch the Witcher movie from 2001 from Poland. That one is cool. You have?
I have. I know exactly what you're talking about. I have.
The fucking CGI monster is shooting with a crossbow is so fucking funny. It's the
so
worst
bad.
effects
It's
ever.
So bad.
It's like sub porno tier fucking costuming and everything. It's fucking funny. This is the finest thing Poland can produce movie wise.
Well, no, that's the joke. It's like, okay, it's like Poland can't into space and they can't into
Can't
Witcher.
into movies.
I posted another thing in stream chat if you want to take a look at that and reference
No.
the AI memes from earlier.
No.
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 Look at it. Farmer girl. She needs husband. Am farmer girl. Am from USA.
And what
And the
language do I
Polish
see?
translate
Polish.
Look, her account name says farmer girl. She's clearly telling the truth. Oh.
That's
Yo, speaking of video game shows, dude, the Fallout show. My fucking mom is watching the Fallout show, and me and all of my brothers love Fallout lore and video game shit. So she fucking talks to us about it.
I have seen approximately 0 seconds of it. I've seen one trailer.
I watched a bit of it. It's fine. I really think it should have taken place on the East Coast, and there would be 0 problems, and people wouldn't give a shit. It's a Bethesda story, very much. It should have just been set in the Bethesda part of the world.
While we're talking about books and stuff, I don't think I really mentioned it, and I do want to get Porian's opinion on this. So, did you see the article I pinned way back when about Brandon Sanderson coming out about like gay rights and trans rights and all that stuff over the wheel of time?
Yeah, just recently the let's see, it was like a day ago. Yeah, here when he supports gay marriage. From Mistborn and Wheel of Time,
yeah, that one.
Because I know you're upset about the Wheel of Time, like many are, that he like took. Isn't he like he took over the series, right?
Okay, so long story short, the original author Robert Jordan, he dropped dead, and Brandon was the guy lined up to finish off the series, and he did. I was not a fan.
Mm-hmm.
But the funny thing was he was one of the executive I forget what his title was, but he was one of the consultants on the Amazon series and stuff, and he effectively signed off on everything, and that was a giant shit show. But the latest news to come out that he is totally on board and actually donating money to all of these alphabet soup organizations does not surprise me one fucking bit.
I'm a little surprised he's a Mormon.
That's what makes it really funny.
Because that's really hard. That's a hard circle to square.
Well, yeah,
you can't really be a practicing member of the fucking Mormons and go like, oh, I love gay stuff.
I know it's the level of cognate dissonance that's fucking hilarious. I've actually watched a shit ton of interviews with Brandon, and this is a guy who's really tries his tries his hardest to round that square peg. It's fucking wild. It's like, okay, you know the meme of like mental gymnastics one where you're just walking along and the other one is just like doing all these flips, and then with the jetpack one.
Yeah, exactly.
That guy's the living embodiment of that there when it comes to his like air quote morals and Mormon upbringing and stuff, and the stuff he puts in his books. It's really fucking wild.
It is sort of wild to think about the fact that since Mormons now have gotten power and like they're very integrated into the state apparatus, they're starting to become like cultural Mormons, the same way there are cultural Christians who don't actually believe in anything that they espouse. They just believe in the state.
Look up the apostasy rate for Mormons, like people who are not actively within the church anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's different.
People don't abandon their kids anymore when that happens. They're just still like, well, you're still my family. I still love you, because Mormons are generally speaking good people.
And it's different here because like being a Mormon means that you're
in Europe
a lot further.
It's like being a fucking Mooney over here. You'd be a fucking lunatic.
No, there we have tons of Mormons because a lot of Swedes moved to Utah and then they moved back and they took their religion with them. So
that's wild, dude. Well, I mean, we actually have a shocking amount of Moonies in the States, especially like in New York and places where like Asians move.
Yeah, because they have Koreans. It's that simple. People convert and then they move
Chinese,
back.
They're Chinese Moonies. The Moonies almost got me, dude. Church of the AR-15, fucking sign me up, dude. I'm all on board.
I bet you can still buy.
I can't disavow my main man Jesus, though. I am all on board with the J-Man.
I bet you can still buy Swedish Mormon Bibles in Utah. We had the relatives in America who were Mormons, and they would send Swedish Mormon Bibles printed in Utah to us,
There are
even up to the
still
70s.
there are still communities that, as their first language, speak Danubian German in America. I guarantee you, there are people that still speak Swedish as their first language, despite being here for however many generations.
There are. That's one of the things you get to see in like
Crazy
history class and stuff. You get to see like isolated villages.
Yeah, there are people speaking a fucking dialect of German from the mid 1700s in America. And that's just what people speak around town.
Yeah.
I make really good fucking pastries.
Yeah, we have Mennonites up in Canada too, I know.
Thank you, Catherine the Great, for being a retard and sending these Germans to me. And thank you, Stalin, for killing the rest, so we're the only ones that have them. Very cool. Well, America's cultural vault is fucking bizarre, dude. The type of people we have. Fun fact: do you know where the first Sikh temple in America was built?
Where was it?
Take a guess. You're never gonna fucking guess.
California.
Alabama.
Texas. Fucking Austin. The first. How about this? Can you guess when the first mosque was built in America?
Should be mid 1800s or really
Wrong.
early. It's either
Zenlar.
Turks.
Zenlar,
so
you go.
I have to go with boring on this one. Mid 1800s.
1932. There was basically no Muslim presence in the U.S. before the year 1900.
I would
And
have
then
thought
it all went downhill.
Well, yeah. Well, the founding fathers were like Islamophiles. First of all, they called them Mohammedans because they thought it was like Christians, and they were basically like that up until the Barbary Wars, when Thomas Jefferson was like, "Hey, we have no problem with the Muslim world. Why are you enslaving our sailors? There must be some kind of mix-up here." And they were like, "No, you're infidels. We can do what we want."
Well,
And then America.
It does make sense that a nation founded by Satanists would have sympathies to Muhammad.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Islam basically did not exist before the 1900s, and most Americans, including the founding fathers, assumed they were some weird sect of Christianity. Like, they literally did not understand that, because majority of like people that would come and talk to them about Islam would try to convert them and would pitch it as, well, we think Jesus was a prophet, because that's true. Muslims do think Jesus was a prophet. They just don't think he was the son of God, which is a pretty big deal.
I mean, Orientalism in general is very much Anglo and French.
Yeah,
hobby.
That's really worked out, hasn't it?
I mean,
Nothing like but success over there.
Wasn't all the fucking all the clubs like Freemasons and the like, who like to use fesses, for example, who are inspired by like the Orient, and wasn't Disney big in that with his little secret club
Disney,
that you have to
Disney
have membership cards to eat in? Weren't they also like very Orientalist?
Dude, you want to hear something crazy about Masonists? I know people that think they're like a fucking super secret elite club, and that you're basically like insanely passively a 33rd degree Mason. My old boss's dad was a 33rd degree Mason, and they were literally refusing to let him into their special old person's home despite him being like the highest possible member. And he was dying of an infection in a fucked up state-run old person's home. Those people have no power. It's literally like boomers LARPing. It always has been.
Yeah, I mean, they do have weird rituals. Like my sister was one of the I don't know what's light carriers in the Lucia procession in the local Freemason building, and
I don't know anything about Freemasons beyond their joke.
All the elder Freemasons would sit upon big Corinthian columns in a meditating position, watching them in one big hall, and they would sit there up on the marble columns, watching at the Lucia procession. Very strange people.
They are very strange. Well, it's literally LARPing. It's like You could be in the fucking park hitting each other with foam swords, but instead you're sitting on marble dildos or whatever. I don't know. It's gay.
Only on Thursdays.
I think Nixon's quote about the Bohemian Grove being like the faggiest group he's ever seen his entire fucking life is pretty peak.
I think he was right because
He 100% was. I think what happens in the Bohemian Grove is they just fuck each other in the ass. That's what that is. There's no like child sacrifice or anything. They're just committing sodomy.
Yeah, and you get power that way by like powerful people getting favors on one another, getting blackmail material.
Listen, maybe if you let the head of Microsoft blow his load on your face, you'd get ahead in the world, okay?
Would it improve Windows 11?
No. There's no fixing that.
I'm not.
There's an AI that screenshots your screen constantly and knows what you're saying.
I'm